Service comes in many forms, from serving our country to serving our communities and neighbors right here at home. We have some inspiring stories and some heartwarming stories on this edition of Connected Colorado. Hi, I'm Wendy Brockman. We're here at the Colorado Freedom Memorial in Aurora. We'll learn more about this important monument a little later in the show. First up, a great group of people serving those in need right here in Colorado in Broomfield with the Meals on Wheels program.
Meals on Wheels. I brought you some food today.
Broomfield Meals on Wheels is a wonderful program where we provide meals to people's homes for people that cannot afford meals, they're not physically able to cook, or they just need some additional assistance. So the meals are delivered around lunchtime, but often those meals stretch out for people so that they're both lunch and dinner.
We're used to working in tight quarters, it's all good.
So this morning we're making a big fat Greek salad. So right now we're just going through the lettuce to make sure all the lettuce is fresh and good, and pretty soon we'll start assembling the salads.
In 2016, we actually provided over 24,000 meals to the Broomfield community. The other day we had the most meals we've ever delivered. We delivered 110 meals last Friday.
Watch yourself, hot, hot, hot. Thanks. You know, there's a lot of people out there that do not have the capability or the means to prepare food, so for a lot of them this is the only meal that they get every day.
This is important to the community because we have a growing population of seniors, and there are more and more every day that needed a meal. I think we are doing a great thing.
So one thing that sets Broomfield apart with other Meals on Wheels sites is we prepare all of our meals right here on site, fresh, delicious meals daily. And we do not receive any state or federal funding for it. Our food quality is outstanding. We always tout that it's restaurant quality meals, and it truly is. Today our meal is salad, however yesterday it was Philly cheesesteaks. The day before that it was delicious fish. I mean, we've got just great food, lots of variety, and we try and offer something for everyone.
Today is Friday, and today is my Meals on Wheels day. I looked for something that I could do with my kids to teach them a little bit about giving back to the community.
I have meals for you today.
All right. Oh, and this is good.
Yeah, good salad.
If you're a senior and you're pretty much on your own, having somebody knocking on your door once a day just to kind of check on your well-being is probably a good thing.
I live in an apartment complex that they deliver Meals on Wheels, and there's quite a few of the people that can't get out, and it helps them stay independent because they get lunches, nutritious lunches every day.
The Broomfield 60 and older population between the years 2010 and 2040 is expected to triple. So we know we've been busy now, and we know it's just going to get busier. We need the support of the Broomfield community in order to make sure this program stays successful. We have not raised the price of meals in over 10 years. And we're proud of that because that means the community has supported it in other ways. We need to bring in about 50% cost recovery, so whatever our expenses are, we need to bring in 50% in revenue, and our meal costs don't actually cover that. We do that through donations.
It is really the most rewarding job I've ever had, you know, because you know you're doing something good.
For me, it makes me feel good to know that I'm helping somebody out and that I get to be a part of their life, you know, once a week and bring them a little hot meal and just kind of check on them and see how they're doing. They have watched my kids grow up too.
Without Meals on Wheels, a lot of people would go hungry, honestly. There are a lot of people that can't physically cook anymore. They can't afford meals anymore. They really just need that assistance. For a lot of our clients, it's the one good meal they get each day, and they normally stretch it out into 2 meals.
These people are important in our community because they've been a part of our community for a long time, and they have given of themselves to our community. And I think that as a matter of respect and as a matter of honoring what they've done for us, this is just a small thing that we can do, paying it forward a little bit.
That looks delicious.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy. All right, see ya.
Now, how's this for people helping? Rescuing golden retrievers from starvation in a foreign country and bringing them to Arvada for adoption. These dogs were once considered status symbols for the wealthy in Turkey, but have become more common and less valued, and hundreds are being released onto the streets. But a local group is helping.
Hi, June. That's my June bug.
Precious cargo arrives today in Arvada. A long journey ends, a new life begins.
Hi, little baby girl. You're the first one out.
These are turkey dogs.
They leave from Istanbul and they go to Frankfurt. And they hop on another flight and come to Denver. They're kind of excited, a new environment, new place. These are handmade by our folks over there in Istanbul, and all of them have this blue bead in the middle of it. It's called the evil eye, and contrary to its name, it's actually to ward off evil. And it must be true, because when they get here, they have good luck. They all get adopted within a few weeks, and they're in happy forever homes. We give the adoptive family the string of beads, and we give them the little doggy passport. It is pretty surprising the difference between when they arrive and they're kind of hyped from all the flight and the time layover and all of that, to when they exercise, get good food, some water.
The nonprofit known as GRR, the Golden Retriever Rescue of the Rockies, never says no to a golden in need. They take in purebreds and mixes from Colorado and surrounding states. But this is a long-distance rescue.
Over time, supply and demand, puppy mills would pop up, people would start importing dogs in from Europe, and all of a sudden they weren't a status symbol because everybody could afford them. There are ear infections because of foraging and what they're eating, and bad teeth because of chewing on rocks and chewing on cans and trying to find anything they can for food.
Mild external ear infection.
They'll do tests for anything that they see that might be abnormal. They'll also check their joints to see if there's any hip dysplasia.
Arvada veterinarian Dr. Scott Carpenter does it all free of charge.
Mild tartar.
It's a labor of love.
Good boy. That's a very good boy.
Once they get here, then they get the full day spa treatment. Get all coiffed and pretty and all of that.
Yeah, you gotta give you lots of love.
To pay for the trip, people sponsor dogs for $1,000 each. They get to name them and greet them when they arrive.
About 30% of the sponsors end up adopting either the turkey dog they sponsored or another turkey dog.
I think I got a buddy for life here.
Diane DeGroff, a board member with GRR, can't resist a canine cuddle.
We understand that sometimes they're seeing grass for the first time, and once they really understand that it's a trusting environment and they're going to be loved here, it's amazing how they transform.
Even these dogs that have been living on their own for sometimes years come over here, and in spite of whatever they've been through, they're still a golden retriever at heart. They're still friendly, and their tails wag and their tongues hang out, and they're just goofy personalities.
They also get some obedience training and work on a leash.
We have about 200 walkers a week that come in, so these dogs will be getting at least 3 walks a day.
They simply savor their freedom. They're now safe, happy, and ready for a new home.
The beauty of the situation is you can't do anything about the past. They came from where they came from, just like people's situation. But you can do something from this moment forward. The most satisfying thing ever is when you get that picture of them going home with their forever family. Everybody loves to see happy endings.
For more information, go to goldenrescue.com. I want one. Props to them for saving so many dogs. Next up, another inspiring story of kids learning sign language in Wheat Ridge.
This is the Vivian Elementary Sign Club. We are practicing for our musical next week.
Tell us now where to go.
how to sign. There's gonna be a show for the parents and the kids and the teachers.
And one of the things that makes Vivian unique is that we have a deaf and hard of hearing program here that uses signing as a mode of communication.
Tonight's the night. We're all ready. All the kids are excited. They've got their costumes on. They've got their makeup on. We're ready to go.
It's going to be pretty, I guess, nerve-wracking for some people because I was kind of nervous this morning.
I think the emotions are very high and the excitement, you can feel it in the air.
Oh, I think that they love seeing their kids perform. You know, if it brings sign language closer to home, so much the better.
It was a wonderful performance. They've all done very well. It was a wonderful year with the kids, and we really appreciate all the hard work that they've done here at Vivian. Thank you very much.
I'm just so proud of the kids and the teachers and all of the work that they've done. You almost feel like a proud parent instead of a principal, but it's just wonderful to sing along with all the Disney songs.
Thought it went great. Kids did an awesome job. They were enthusiastic. A lot of times you won't see any smiles whatsoever because we're so busy thinking. And tonight, I saw a lot of smiles, and they like songs. They've always enjoyed the songs. I think they get the thrill of performing, the thrill of accomplishments, and I think it makes them feel good to know that they've learned something. They learn signs, they get to perform in front of their peers and family, and they get a big kick out of that. They get to learn signs to talk to friends. They go home and teach their families. Oh, to be able to communicate with everybody and in this demographic in the school, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them to be able to talk to their peers.
M-A-R-I-S-S-A T-A-Y-L-O-R R-A-U-L J-A-K-O-B-E.
Vivian is not a big school, but these kids are making connections that will take them places in the world that other kids may not realize. They have huge hearts, and they're willing to embrace it.
Such a wonderful program. Now we're here at Spring Hill Park in Aurora with Rick Crandall to talk about the Colorado Freedom Memorial. Thank you for having us.
Of course, glad you're here.
How long has the memorial been here?
The memorial's been here 4 years now, just over 4 years.
What was the idea behind it?
Back in 2000, Memorial Day 2000, 17 years ago, I was doing my morning radio show from Normandy, from the American Cemetery at Omaha Beach. We had done a bunch of research in preparation, discovered there were 88 from Colorado who are buried there, still there, right? 88 teenagers from Colorado who gave their lives, and many never to receive a visit from home. What a tragedy that is. How could we make that right? Well, at least we could get them closer to home with their names at the memorial.
So they're etched on these glass panels.
Yeah, so here they are. Many of them, the first time their names have ever appeared here in Colorado since they gave their lives 70 years ago, 80 years ago.
You had to dig through the archives of all the wars to find Coloradans.
This is the first memorial of its kind anywhere in the country, and now I know why. The research to try to figure out, because military record keeping is not great, that was and remains, right, still a monumental task.
How far back do we go?
So we go from statehood, 1876 through today, which is Spanish-American War through today. There were 48 in the Spanish-American War who were killed from Colorado.
And the database helps people find a specific name.
Yep, you can come out here, work the database. If you're looking for a specific name, it'll tell you if we have that here, either the computer or we have a hard copy directory for people who would prefer.
Explain this design.
It's really unique. Christopher Kenton designed it. He was 23 years old when he did it. Still shake my head when I think about that. You'll notice the panels fall forward and backwards, meant to reflect men and women falling in action for their country. My only contribution to it was the peaks at the top. I had this romantic notion that our mountains were the last thing these men and women saw before they left home, and I wanted them reflected in the memorial. That's the peaks. The names are not alphabetical, meant to reflect the chaos of war. And at the end of the memorial, the conflicts are not in chronological order. So again, all meant to show that chaos. Just over my shoulder, you'll notice on the memorial there's a panel that sits back from the rest of the memorial. 91 names of Coloradans still missing in action. They're from Korea and Vietnam. We still hold out hope that perhaps they're alive, but we wanted them here, so Chris made the panel miss from the memorial like they're still missing from Colorado. And if you ever take time in the center of the park, you'll see stainless steel strips. That actually was how the memorial design began. Loosely, if you followed those lines, they would take you to battlefields where Coloradans served, fought, and fell. But in Chris's interpretation, this was how he got them back here, because those same lines would return them from the battlefields to this place.
What does this mean to you personally?
I'm frightened by the fact of teenagers giving their lives, serving their country. Many of these were 18, 19, 20-year-olds, right? And then once they gave that price, paid that price, sacrificed, over half these men and women never came home, never had a visit. They're so far away from home. How do you bring them home? Well, we did that. And then what it does is it makes sure the people of Colorado will always have this reminder that we'll never forget. Not only us, we're here now, but future generations who will be further removed from this will know somebody, a bunch of somebody's heroes, paid a pretty big price for my freedom.
I know you have a broken panel here, which I hate to see, possibly vandalism.
Yeah.
But there is some good news. So let's take a look at a story Aurora TV did on the memorial.
First thing that came to mind when I heard about it was just pure disappointment.
I was very angry.
Confused, didn't quite get it.
Disheartened and disappointed.
Weren't sure what was next. Call the insurance company, try to ask people maybe if they would consider contributing, and then the word gets out. Immediate generosity of the community was amazing and continues to grow. And so what comes out of something like this, what comes out of it is our memorial will be better.
I thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
In my heart, I always knew that people cared about this, and then to see it like this is just incredible.
Wonderful community that is embracing this opportunity and embracing the chance to give back.
American, where at least I know I'm free.
We're getting donations from Virginia and California and New Mexico, and from people who don't have a name on this memorial, never lived in Colorado, but know something wrong happened, and it touched them.
Really surprised me is how much was raised in just the first few days of the campaign, seeing that it was viral.
We are giving 100% of the proceeds that we raised today. My goal would be at least $500 toward the Colorado Memorial. Grand total, $1,206.
I wanted to bring her out here so she can get an understanding of how important it is to remember the people that have served our country.
One of the biggest fears that I think most Gold Star families have is that their loved one will be forgotten.
And it's time we stand and say.
Having his name up there with these 6,000 other names, he'll never be forgotten.
We are a very strong military community. I'm very proud of that. And the fact that so many people got together so quickly.
Hundreds of people out here all day. And it just is so beautiful to see. Not for me, for them, and for their families.
God bless the USA.
I love that. So heartwarming to see how many people rallied to help. Yeah. And you're going to be adding more names.
So that's the great gift of this, right? If you can find good out of bad, the gift is we were able to add names to what was once a blank panel. So now with the new panel, 160 names will join the memorial. It'll bring us to within 100 of having everybody here. The 160 will be on the new panel. The 100 will be on a new transition stone out here. So for the first time since we built the memorial, everybody will be here.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
We'd like to mention an organization in Montrose for their great work with returning veterans. It's called the Welcome Home Alliance for Veterans, and you can learn about it at whafv.org. Now to the story of a Navy SEAL, Danny Dietz, who was killed in action in 2005. A few years ago on Connected Colorado, we spoke with his mother, Cindy Dietz, for our show on veterans. Now let's learn even more about Danny from the city of Littleton.
Danny Philip Dietz Jr. was born in Aurora, Colorado on January 26, 1980. He grew up in Littleton, Colorado, and let it be known by age 9 that he would one day become a U.S. Navy SEAL. Shortly after graduating from Littleton's Heritage High School in 1999, Dietz enlisted in the United States Navy. Following his graduation from Gunner's Mate A School, Dietz transferred to the elite Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL training. In a typical class, 80% of those who begin the rigorous training fail to complete it. Dietz graduated in 2001 with Class 232. Dietz continued his highly specialized training until his deployment to Afghanistan in 2005 in support of the global war on terrorism. On June 28, 2005, Dietz was operating with a team of 4 Navy SEALs in the Kunar province of Afghanistan. During their mission to find a key enemy commander, they were ambushed by Taliban fighters. A fierce gun battle ensued between the 4 SEALs and a much larger enemy force with superior tactical position. Despite being shot 4 times and ordered to fall back, Dietz continued to fight and provide cover for his team. 3 of the 4 SEALs were killed in the firefight. Only Marcus Luttrell survived. Michael P. Murphy, Matthew Axelson, and Danny Dietz Jr. were lost in the battle. Luttrell recounted the harrowing events of the battle in his New York Times bestseller, Lone Survivor, the eyewitness account of Operation Red Wing and the lost heroes of SEAL Team 10. A blockbuster film adaptation starring Mark Wahlberg and directed by Peter Berg was released in 2014. Actor Emil Hirsch played the role of Dietz. On September 13, 2006, Gunner's Mate 2nd Class Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Jr. was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross. It is the 2nd highest recognition for valor awarded by the United States military. The Dietz family, with the support of friends, the community, and local government, raised $42,000 to construct a larger-than-life bronze statue. Inspired by one of the last known photos taken of Dietz, Canyon City artist Robert Henderson was commissioned to design the sculpture. On July 4, 2007, more than 2,000 people attended the dedication of the memorial in Berry Park near Lowell Boulevard and Berry Avenue. Speakers at the event included the Honorable Donald C. Winter, Secretary of the Navy, Rear Admiral Joseph D. Kernan, Commander of Naval Special Warfare, United States Congressman Tom Tancredo, Medal of Honor recipient Mike Thornton, and Tiffany Bitts, Dietz's sister. During the ceremony, F-16 jets performed a dramatic flyover. The striking memorial was unveiled as members of Dietz's family released a navy blue curtain that enveloped the sculpture. Admirers left many mementos at the foot of the statue, including more than 100 long-stemmed roses laid at its base, one by one. It was a fitting tribute to one of Littleton's most beloved heroes.
We want to thank Danny Dietz and his family for their service. You know, it's nice to be recognized when you do something inspiring. That's not why great people do great things, but the mayor of Lakewood is recognizing some amazing citizens with the Lakewood Inspiration Awards. Take it away, Mayor.
Welcome to Spotlight on Lakewood. I'm Mayor Adam Paul, and today in studio we are joined with some very special guests of our community to help celebrate the Mayor's Inspiration Awards. We're going to start first with Arlene Mayer from the Clements Community Center Sewing Club. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So tell us a little bit about your group and what you're doing.
Well, we have a group of approximately 30 ladies who get together once a week or so from home and make things for the people of Lakewood, primarily those who are in the less fortunate category. We distribute things through some of the local charities, which is very helpful. So we're partnering with the Action Center, with the disability centers, with many of the family tree organizations.
Sure.
And we have a good time doing it, and we certainly give back to the community.
Absolutely. So you get a little bit of social time. You get to put your skills to work. It looks like over 15,000 hours.
That's right, yes.
That is
So it takes a
amazing.
lot of hours to make the things we do, but they're fun hours.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Do you ever hear from folks that you've made something from and hear about how you've really, brightened their day or made something special?
Periodically we do, which is really nice, that we can see who the actual recipient is and how they're using the items.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. You're definitely, you and your organization are worthy of this award, and in its first year, we're proud to have you a part of it.
Thank you. We appreciate the honor.
All right. Next, it's my honor to introduce Lakewood Senior High School student, Troy Jackson.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for being here today, Troy.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Troy came out on a spring break to hang out with us, so we appreciate that, because I know there's probably a couple other things you might want to do. But you're doing great things, and you started a youth tennis program at Iber Elementary.
I did. It all started because Lakewood is an incredibly diverse school, and I've had a running dialogue being on the team for the past 4 years with my coaches and teammates that the tennis team isn't necessarily representative of how diverse the school is. So we started brainstorming as to ways to solve that gap, and I came up with the idea to go teach tennis at the nearby elementary school at Iber and try to introduce tennis to these kids at a younger age where they might not ordinarily get the chance to play. And I was fortunate enough to get a large grant from the Colorado Youth Tennis Foundation to fund my whole program, and I had the opportunity to go to Iber and run a program to teach the second graders their tennis and hopefully one day funnel them towards Lakewood High School tennis team, but if not, at least give them an opportunity to try a sport that they might never normally get a chance to try.
That is fantastic. And for those that don't know, Iber Elementary is one of our high needs elementary schools too. So some of those kids may never have that opportunity. And what I'm really proud of about our community, and you nailed it, is that inclusivity and that diversity. And for you to think about this, how did it even come to mind?
Well, like I said, it was really a running dialogue for the past 4 years. It's not a problem that was new when I got to the team. It was something that my teammates felt discomfort with, that our coaches felt discomfort with, that our team really wasn't representative of the school that we went to. And so it's been a problem that's really been an elephant in the room for all of us for a long time.
So tell us about the kids. How have they enjoyed it?
Oh, I think they loved it, and I'm really excited because this is going to be a sustainable program. So I've handed it off to a sophomore for next year. He'll be able to expand it to potentially more schools, with more elementary schools within Lakewood. And yeah, all the elementary school kids seem to love it, and it puts the kids on the tennis team into a leadership position. So it really benefits both sides.
Well, good for you. I mean, that's fantastic, and you are an example of what this award is all about. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to you all for everything that you're doing to make sure Lakewood remains a great community.
Very cool. Thank you, Mayor Paul. You can see all the winners at lakewood.org/spotlight. And thanks to all of the Coloradans who are doing such great work. We'll see you next time on Connected Colorado. Inspiring stories of service and caring, from serving our country to serving people here at home to serving dogs halfway around the world on the next edition of Connected Colorado. Join me Thursdays at 8.